Do you hear that? Stop what you are doing and listen. That isn't just market noise. That is the sound of a countdown clock attached to the foundation of the entire US economy. Guys, the Shiller PE ratio for the S&P 500, the one metric that strips out the noise and doesn't lie, has just smashed through 40. Do you have any idea what that number actually means? Because it's not just a cold, boring statistic on a spreadsheet somewhere. It is a flashing red siren. It is a 5-alarm fire. It is a mathematical impossibility waiting to correct itself. If you have even a shred of respect for history, if you care even a little bit about preserving the wealth you have enslaved yourself to earn, you should know that a Shiller PE of 40 is not just high, it is astronomical. It is insanity. It is the financial equivalent of driving 200 miles per hour on an icy road without a seatbelt. Let's take a walk down memory lane. Go back to the eve of the Great Depression in 1929, the moment before the bottom fell out and destroyed an entire generation. What was the PE ratio then? It was just barely over 30. And that was enough to trigger the greatest economic collapse in human history. Now, fast forward to the dot-com bubble in 2000, the era of irrational exuberance. The NASDAQ lost 80% of its value. 80%. Families were wiped out. Retirements evaporated. And what was the PE ratio right before that implosion? It peaked around 44. And where are we today? We are sitting at 40. We are dancing on the edge of a cliff that is higher than the Great Depression and basically identical to the dot-com crash. So you tell me, look me in the eye. Do you think we are witnessing the greatest economic miracle in history? Or are we staring down the barrel of another catastrophic collapse? Look at the market. Does it feel stable to you? Or does it feel like a fever dream? Every asset is going up. Real estate, stocks, crypto. Valuations are floating in the stratosphere, completely untethered from reality. When you log into your brokerage account and look at those green numbers, do you feel safe? Be honest. Or do you feel that knot in your stomach? That sense of unreality? That creeping panic that maybe, just maybe, none of this is real? Are you constantly checking your phone, terrified that this high-speed train with no brakes is about to derail? I know you are. I can feel it. You are trapped. It's not that you don't want to sell. It's that you're scared to sell. You're scared of missing out on the last leg of the rally. But you should be terrified of holding the bag. You are being set up to be the exit liquidity. While you are buying Nvidia at all-time highs, who do you think is selling it to you? The insiders, the hedge funds, the smart money. They are handing you the bag and walking out the back door before the fire starts. Now, some of you are thinking, I'll just pick safe stocks. Listen to me closely. The individual stock market right now is a minefield. It is a death trap. People use the word volatility like it's some academic term. It's not. In this market, volatility means psychotic. A company can be a darling of Wall Street on Monday. The CEO says one wrong thing on the earnings call, and boom, Tuesday morning it opens down 20%, 30%. That's not a correction. That's an amputation. That is your hard-earned money evaporating in a microsecond. You want to try and diversify that risk yourself? You think you're a fund manager? Don't make me laugh. Unless you have millions of dollars and an army of analysts, you are just gambling. You are betting that the CEO isn't a fraud. In a market with a PE of courant, the odds of that gamble paying off are pathetic. This is YET. FSR, your only hope. They are your lifeline. It is a wrapper designed to take that single stock risk and dilute it until it's harmless. When you buy an E.T.F, you aren't buying one company, you're buying hundreds. If one company goes bankrupt, does it tank your portfolio? No, it's a blip. It's nothing. I call this strategy the Iron Shield. And I'm not just picking these out of a hat. I'm going to put these ETFs through the acid test. We are going to look at how they performed in 2022, the year everything crashed. I want to show you how these assets stood like granite pillars while everything else turned to dust. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Let's build your fortress. First up, the absolute baseline of human existence. If the economy implodes tomorrow, if the grid goes down, if the banks close, what does humanity still need? I don't care if it's the zombie apocalypse. As long as people are breathing, there are things they cannot live without. This is our first line of defense. Consumer staples. The tickers are VDC and XLP. I'm not talking about the new iPhone or the Tesla. Those are nice to haves. When you lose your job, you stop buying that junk. I'm talking about Procter & Gamble, Costco, Walmart. Think about it. No matter how much money you lost in the stock market this week, did you brush your teeth this morning? Did you wash your clothes? Does your wife still need her skincare products? Yes, you can't cut that budget. When the economy tanks, do people stop shopping? No, they flock to Costco to buy bulk beans and rice. These places get busier when the world falls apart. You're buying Coca-Cola and Pepsi. That's not just sugar water that is legalized addiction. That is a moat so wide you can't see the other side. These companies have the holy grail of investing. Pricing power. Inflation is 10%? Who cares? They raise prices 10%. You'll pay it. You have to pay it. But does this logic actually hold up? Let's look at the scorecard. The acid test. 2022. The S&P 500 fell 19%. The Nasdaq was a bloodbath, down 33%. But what did VDC do? I want you to really hear this. VDC ended 2022 basically flat, 0% change. While tech bros were losing their shirts, the people holding VDC were sipping tea totally unharmed. In a bear market, flat is the new up 100%. Flat is victory. Flat is survival. If you have zero exposure to this, you are driving a race car without a seatbelt. Next, the second wall of the fortress. This one is boring. It is unsexy. But when the panic starts, boring is beautiful. I'm talking about utilities. The ticker is FUTI. I know, utilities. It sounds like dead money, but when you are standing on the ledge of a 40 PE market, slow keeps you alive. What is FUTI? It's Nextera Energy. It's Duke Energy. It's the companies that run the power grid. It's the water pipes. Ask yourself this. If the stock market crashes tomorrow, are you going to call the power company and say, "Hey, cut my lines. I need to save money"? Are you going to stop flushing the toilet? Are you going to freeze in the winter? No. You will sell your car, you will sell your watch, you will sell your kidney before you turn off the lights. These are monopolies, regulated by the government. Their revenue is basically guaranteed. And the best part? They pay fat dividends. It's a bond proxy that actually works. And here is the secret weapon no one is talking about. AI. What does a .I need? Data centers. What do data centers need? Power, massive amounts of electricity. The utilities sector is the pick and shovel play of the AI revolution, but without the valuation risk of NVIDIA. Let's check the acid test. 2022. Rising rates are supposed to kill utilities, right? That's what the textbooks say. Well, the textbooks lied. While the S&P tanked 19%, FUTI was up 1.6%. Positive, green. In a sea of red blood, FUTI was a green island of profit. That is a miracle. That is defying gravity. It's like sitting in a lifeboat on the Titanic wrapped in a warm blanket. Now we complete the iron triangle. Survival itself, your body. This is the healthcare sector. The ticker is XLV. This sector is special. It's defense and offense rolled into one. First, the defense. Getting sick isn't a choice. The economy can be in a depression, but if you have a heart attack, you are going to the hospital. It is the ultimate non-discretionary spending. But here's the offense. Look at the demographics. The world is getting old. The baby boomers are entering their high care years. We have a tsunami of elderly people who need pills and surgeries. XLV holds the titans: United Health, Johnson, Eli Lilly, Merck. We are talking about companies curing cancer and selling Ozempic to the entire planet. How did it handle the 2022 stress test? The market crashed. Dix at no percent. XLV down 2%. A scratch, a mosquito bite. If you need some growth but refuse to take the risk of tech, XLV is your sweet spot. Okay, those are the sectors. Now, I want to give you the special forces, the strategies. If I could only hold one ticker during a bear market, this is it. SHT, Schwab, U.S, dividend, equity, E.TF. Burn that code into your brain. SCHD. Listen, the name dividend equity is misleading. There are a lot of trash dividend, ETFs, out there. They are yield traps. SHTI is different. SHTI is an elite club. It's the Navy SEALs of stocks. To get into SCID, a company has to have paid dividends for Dick's years straight. It has to have a massive return on equity. It has to have free cash flow. And it kicks out companies with too much debt. What are you left with? The absolute highest quality businesses in America: Home Depot, Chevron, PepsiCo, BlackRock, the ones that print cash. Why is this critical? Because in a bubble, people buy stories. But when the bubble pops, stories are worthless. Cash is king. When liquidity dries up, only the companies that actually generate cash can survive. SISD is a fortress of cash flow in 2022. While the dreamers were getting crushed, SHTI was down just 3.2%. That is a massive victory. It proved that the quality factor is infinitely more valuable than the growth factor when things get ugly. If you are sitting on a pile of unprofitable tech stocks, I am begging you, wake up. Swap that vaporware for the concrete foundation of SCOSH. Finally, for those of you with weak hearts who can't sleep at night, USMV, minimum volatility. This is a math nerd's dream. It uses an algorithm to scan the market and build a portfolio of stocks that historically move the least. It hates drama. It picks the most boring, steady Eddie stocks it can find. When the market is bungee jumping, USMV is taking a nap. In 2022, it crushed the S&P 500 by 10 points. It's a shock absorber. Use it to lower the beta of your portfolio so when the crash happens, you don't have a heart attack. So there you have it, the armory. VDC, XLP, FUDI, XLV, SHD, USMV, these are your survival kit. But I know what you're thinking. The little voice of greed is whispering, but what if the market keeps going up? What if I miss the rally? Bro, listen to me. If you are thinking that, you are the exit liquidity. You are the retail bag holder. Are you really going to risk your entire financial future for the chance to squeeze out another 5% gain on a parabolic chart? Do you know what happens when a bubble pops? It's not a slow leak. It's a rug pull. The algorithms trigger, the liquidity vanishes, and the bid side disappears. You watch the price freefall, you freeze up, and you end up selling at the bottom. I've seen it happen too many times. The year 2000, the year 2008. This time is different. AI changes everything. No, history rhymes. And right now it's shouting, danger. I'm not telling you to panic sell everything and go live in a cave. I'm telling you to learn the art of sector rotation. This is what the pros do. Take your profits on those tech giants that are up 300%. Trim them. Take that house money and rotate it into VDC. Lock in the win. Picture this. It's 2 years from now. The news is apocalyptic. CNBC is talking about the Great Reset. Your buddies are crying into their beers because their portfolios are down 60%. And you're down maybe 5%. Your dividends from CHD are hitting your account, buying more shares at cheap prices. You are calm. You are secure. You will look back at this moment and you will thank yourself for having the guts to be boring. This is a game of survival. It's not about what you make in the boom. It's about what you keep in the bust. Do not wait until the house is burning down to buy a fire extinguisher. The PE is 40, the alarm is ringing. Check your portfolio. If the market drops 20% tomorrow, are you okay? If not, you know what to do. The codes are there. vdc.xlp.fudi.xlv.ushd.usmv. Don't let greed blind you. Protect your principal. Protect your family. Stay liquid, stay safe. And for the love of God, don't be a hero. Just survive.